The city of Atlanta bustles with life. Amidst the energy, we meet Maya, a 32-year-old black woman, a devoted mother, and a marketing manager. Maya's dedication extends beyond her career. She's a passionate community activist. Her story is one of perseverance, overcoming obstacles, and raising her voice against injustice. Maya's journey is a testament to the power of the human spirit, a beacon of hope for all who dream of a more equitable world. Maya's story resonates with countless black women across America. They face systemic barriers and subtle prejudices, but rise above them, drawing strength from their heritage. Maya's story is a call to action, a reminder that the fight for equality is far from over. Let us be inspired by Maya's spirit and work together for a world where everyone can thrive. Atlanta, a city pulsating with its own rhythm, is the backdrop to Maya's life. As dawn breaks, Maya begins her day, determined to create a brighter future for her children. The aroma of coffee fills the air as Maya prepares breakfast, her heart swelling with love. She reflects on her childhood, the joy and the sting of prejudice, shaping her resolve to overcome. Growing up in a predominantly white neighborhood, Maya learned to navigate a world that wasn't always welcoming. Subtle acts of racism left an indelible mark, but Maya channeled her frustration into her education. She immersed herself in Black history, drawing strength from her ancestors. Maya vowed to use her voice to speak out against injustice and create a more equitable world. A memory from 8th grade still makes Maya's heart race. She challenged a teacher's perspective, only to be met with condescension. This painful realization shaped her worldview, but also fueled her determination. Maya vowed never to let anyone diminish her voice or dreams, using her experiences to empower others. Maya ascends to her office, feeling the weight of isolation in a predominantly white corporate world. She navigates the hallways confidently, but the feeling of being an outsider never leaves. The office buzzes with energy, but old prejudices remain entrenched. Maya knows she must work twice as hard to be deemed half as worthy, a constant reminder of systemic barriers. Maya excels as a marketing manager, but her contributions are often overlooked. She observes less qualified white colleagues being fast-tracked for promotions. The weight of expectations is heavy, but Maya draws strength from her ancestors. She vows to keep pushing, breaking down barriers for herself and future generations. In a brainstorming session, Maya presents a bold idea, only to see it appropriated by a colleague. The room comes alive with praise for the man who stole her idea. Maya's disappointment is palpable, but she channels her rage into a determination to fight systemic biases. She decides to advocate for herself and create a more inclusive workplace. Anger washes over Maya as her idea is stolen, but she knows speaking out could be career suicide. She decides to transform her rage into fuel for change, advocating for herself and others. Maya walks home, determined to no longer remain silent. She believes her voice matters and vows to fight for recognition and equality. As the workday ends, Maya's professional facade melts away, replaced by the warmth of motherhood. Her children's laughter and hugs remind her why she fights so hard. Dinner is a cherished ritual, a time for connection and shared stories. Beneath her smile, Maya worries about raising Black children in a world that often seems hostile to their existence. Later that evening, after the bedtime stories have been read and the goodnight kisses exchanged, Maya finds herself drawn to the worn pages of a history book. The images are stark, the stories heartbreaking, a stark reminder of the struggles her ancestors endured. She sees their faces, etched with pain and resilience, and she draws strength from their unwavering spirit. She thinks about the countless black mothers throughout history who have navigated the treacherous waters of raising children in a society plagued by racism and inequality. She thinks about their sacrifices, their tears, their unwavering determination to create a better future for their offspring, and she knows that she is part of that legacy, a link in an unbroken chain of strength and perseverance. The weight of the world feels heavy tonight. The headlines filled with stories of racial injustice, police brutality, and a growing tide of intolerance. Maya feels a familiar tightness in her chest, a knot of fear and anger that threatens to overwhelm her. She worries for her children, for their safety, for their future in a world that doesn't always see their humanity. But Maya refuses to let fear cripple her. She knows that knowledge is power, that education is the key to dismantling systemic racism and creating a more just and equitable society. She vows to teach her children about their history, about the struggles and triumphs of their ancestors, about the importance of speaking truth to power and fighting for what is right. Later that week, Maya finds herself at a community center, a haven of warmth and shared experiences. She's attending a support group for black mothers, a space where she can shed the weight of her burdens, share her fears and frustrations, and find solace in the company of women who understand her journey. The room buzzes with conversation, a symphony of laughter, tears, and words of encouragement. Maya listens intently as other mothers share their stories, their voices raw with emotion, their experiences echoing her own. There is a sense of community here, a shared understanding that transcends words. In this circle of strength and vulnerability, Maya feels seen, heard, and understood. She shares her own struggles, the challenges of navigating corporate America, the constant fear for her children's well-being, the exhaustion that comes from carrying the double burden of racism and sexism. As she speaks, a weight lifts from her shoulders. The act of sharing, of releasing her pent-up emotions, is cathartic. She realizes that she is not alone in her struggles, that there is strength in numbers, that together they can create a powerful force for change. The community center, a beacon of hope nestled in the heart of Atlanta, buzzes with a different kind of energy tonight. It's a space where vulnerability meets resilience, where shared experiences weave a tapestry of strength and support. Maya finds herself drawn to this sanctuary, seeking solace and inspiration amidst the weight of her daily struggles. As she steps inside, the warmth of the space envelops her. The air hums with the gentle murmur of conversation, a symphony of voices sharing stories, offering encouragement, and finding strength in their collective experiences. Maya takes a deep breath, inhaling the comforting aroma of coffee and the intangible scent of shared resilience. She finds a seat among a circle of black women, their faces reflecting a kaleidoscope of ages, backgrounds, and life experiences. There's a palpable sense of sisterhood in the room, a silent understanding that transcends words. These women, bound by the shared realities of being black in America, have come together to create a space where they can shed the masks they wear for the outside world, where they can be vulnerable, authentic, and whole. As the sharing circle begins, each woman takes her turn, her voice a testament to the strength that lies within vulnerability. They speak of their triumphs and their struggles, their fears and their hopes, their experiences with racism, sexism, and the daily microaggressions that chip away at their souls. Maya listens intently, her heart resonating with each story shared. There's comfort in knowing she is not alone. Her pain is valid, her dreams shared. The weight of her burdens lightens as she witnesses their resilience and joy amidst adversity. One woman speaks of her struggles raising a black son in a world that perceives him as a threat. Her words are a stark reminder of systemic racism. Another woman shares her journey of overcoming workplace discrimination, her voice filled with quiet power. And then it's Maya's turn. She hesitates, unsure of where to begin, but seeing empathy in their eyes, the words begin to flow. She speaks of her experiences in corporate America, the struggle to be seen and heard, the frustration of having her ideas overlooked, the exhaustion of carrying the double burden of racism and sexism. As Maya shares her story, a sense of release washes over her. The act of speaking her truth is cathartic. She realizes that silence is not a virtue, that suppression is not strength. True strength lies in using her voice to advocate for herself and others. The sharing circle continues late into the evening, the women's voices weaving a tapestry of triumph over adversity. They speak of the importance of self-care, of finding joy in the smallest of things, of drawing strength from their ancestors, and of holding on to hope for a brighter future. Maya leaves the community center that night feeling lighter, stronger, and more connected than she has in a long time. The stories she has heard, the strength she has witnessed, have ignited a spark within her, a renewed sense of purpose and determination. She realizes that her journey is not hers alone, that she is part of a lineage of strong black women who have overcome unimaginable obstacles to pave the way for her. She thinks of Harriet Tubman, her courage unwavering as she led countless slaves to freedom on the Underground Railroad. She thinks of Rosa Parks, her quiet defiance sparking a movement for civil rights. She thinks of Maya Angelou, her words a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations. These women, and countless others like them, are Maya's sheroes. Their legacy is a constant reminder that she too has the power to make a difference. She may not be leading a revolution or changing the world overnight, but she can use her voice, her platform, her every action to challenge injustice, to champion equality, and to create a more just and equitable world for herself, for her children, and for generations to come. The week had been particularly draining for Maya. The microaggressions at work felt more frequent. Exhaustion clung to her like a second skin. Maya sought solace in the familiar, her sanctuary filled with echoes of resilience. Curled up on her grandmother's armchair, the pages held stories of defiance. Their struggles fueled her spirit. The phone shattered the silence. An unfamiliar number from her office. A wave of apprehension washed over her. Work calls after hours rarely brought good news. "Maya Williams," she answered. "Maya, it's Janice from HR. I hope I'm not catching you at a bad time." Janice's tone was unusually chipper. "No, it's fine. What's up?" Maya braced herself. "We've been having discussions about diversity. There's a desire to make impactful changes." Janice paused, her voice serious. "We're creating a new position, Director of Diversity Initiatives, and Maya, your name was at the top of the list. We'd love for you to consider it." The news hung in the air, a life preserver tossed into Maya's sea of exhaustion. For a moment, she was speechless. The opportunity, so unexpected, felt both exhilarating and terrifying. I don't know what to say," Maya stammered. "It's a big decision, but we believe you're the right person for this. You have the passion, the experience, the vision to make a real difference. Don't let fear hold you back." She would take a leap of faith, and she would not let it pass her by. The air crackled with anticipation as Maya took the stage. The room, typically abuzz with the mundane symphony of corporate life, was unusually still. Faces, a sea of white with a smattering of color, were turned towards her, their expressions a mixture of curiosity, skepticism, and cautious hope. This was it, the culmination of months of planning, strategizing, and navigating the treacherous waters of corporate politics. Maya stood tall, her tailored suit a symbol of her authority, her presence commanding attention. The weight of expectation, of her ancestors' struggles, of her children's futures rested on her shoulders. But fear, her old nemesis, was nowhere to be found. Today, she was a conduit for change, a voice for the voiceless, a warrior for equality. "I stand before you today," Maya began, her voice clear and strong, resonating with the conviction of someone who had found her purpose, not just as the director of diversity initiatives, but as a black woman who has spent her life navigating the complexities of a world that is often hostile to my very existence. Her words, devoid of bitterness or blame, hung in the air, a stark acknowledgement of the unspoken truths that permeated the room. She spoke of her experiences, the subtle slights, the missed opportunities, the constant struggle to prove her worth in a space that wasn't designed for her to succeed. But she also spoke of her resilience, the strength she had drawn from her heritage, the unwavering belief that a different future was possible. As Maya's words washed over the audience, a palpable shift occurred. Heads nodded in recognition, eyes widened with understanding, and a sense of shared humanity began to bridge the invisible divides. She spoke of empathy, the importance of listening, and learning from different experiences. She challenged them to examine their biases and confront their privilege. She offered a vision of a future where diversity was a lived reality. The applause was thunderous, a symphony of appreciation. Maya dared to speak truth to power, challenging the status quo. Her journey became a shared pilgrimage towards a just future. As Maya stepped off the stage, a sense of quiet satisfaction settled over her. The road ahead would be long, but she knew she was no longer alone. She had found her voice, discovered her strength, and inspired others. The journey of 1,000 miles began with a single step. Each step, a testament to the unwavering spirit of a black woman who dared to dream of a better world.